the reality is creation, the creator God gave us this beautiful creation and the earth and the sun and the sky and the trees and the leaves and the flowers and the animals and the plants, and just get outside. It can do so much for your mental and emotional health. Oh my goodness, we are already, almost 2 weeks into 2022. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 2022. All right, that was my very poor Taylor Swift, Anyway, I tried. I am so happy to be here. I am so excited about today's episode. It's episode 280. 280 episodes. I'm only 20 weeks away from episode 300. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do for episode 300. I can't believe it that here I am. I've been doing this podcast for nearly, 5.5 years at this point. It's just absolutely crazy to me. But as you know, it is episode 280. And on the 10s, it's time for a solo episode. And so usually each week on the Business with Purpose podcast, I get to sit down with, an entrepreneur, a CEO, a community leader, an incredible person who is trying to make a positive impact, not only through their personal lives, but also with their career. And each week, my goal is to show you that no matter what you do for a living, no matter where you are, you can make an impact. You can make an impact. You were created and given a gift, and you can make an impact. And on the solo episodes, I get to just talk with you a little bit. And I was thinking about what I wanted to do for the first solo episode of 2022 and just kind of where this falls. And I'm so excited about today's episode. And I realize I also didn't introduce myself. Even though you're listening, you probably know who I am. But my name is Molly Stillman, and this is my podcast, Business with Purpose. And I am coming to you live from my recording studio here on the farm, on Selah Farm. And this episode is titled 22 Ways to Be Happier in 2022. Man, 2020, 2021, they were some years, right? Okay. A lot happened. 2021 was really just sticking it to us right there at the end with the death of Betty White, which I'm still not recovered from. My family and I, we experienced the last 3 months of the year were tough. Just a lot going on in our lives, a lot of things that changed, that surprised us and kind of upended our lives. But overall, I have to be honest, 2021 was actually a phenomenal year for our family. We moved to the farm. It was a year that we will remember forever. I also want to give you a little preview at the end of this episode. My kids are going to make a quick appearance. I have no idea what they're going to say, but I'm going to interview them for a couple of questions. So that'll be cute. Make sure you listen to the end of the episode. But all that to say is, 2021 really was a great year for our family. Even though the last quarter of the year threw some monkey wrenches our way that we didn't expect. We experienced some loss in our church community, which has been really difficult and really tragic. It's just 2021 was hard. 2021 was hard with COVID and political unrest and just all of the things. My goodness. But I feel so hopeful and so excited for 2022. And I have been just spending the last couple of weeks in time of prayer and journaling and just dreaming and visioning 2022. And I really believe that 2022 can be an incredible year. And so I wanted to do today's podcast to just share 22 ways to be happier in 2022. If 2021 and 2020 were really hard for you, my prayer is that something in this episode today will encourage you and give you hope for the next year. Now, this is not me saying that you're not already happy or you can't take it or, that I'm a know-it-all and I'm better than you. No. That is absolutely not what this list is. This list is a chance for you to think about things and see if maybe there are areas that you might want to improve, grow, or change in 2022. So, are you ready? Let's get to it. Number one, Learn to laugh at yourself. People who take themselves way too seriously tend to have a tougher time rolling with the punches. So laugh at yourself. Allow yourself to feel the weightiness of life. Just roll off your shoulder every now and then. Crack a joke. Laugh at your own quirks. You are unique and totally different from everyone else around you. So embrace it this year. For me, doing Instagram reels are so much fun, and I have learned to laugh at myself so much in the last couple of years, but truly, don't take yourselves too seriously this year. Number 2, put your phone away. No, seriously, put it away. Establish a rule where you put your phone away when you're home, or you only check it for emergencies. Put it away at dinner, put it away when you're outside on a walk, put it away at the mall, put it away at a friend's house, put it away with your family, put it away. John and I set a rule where our phones are away or out of the room for dinner until at least after our kids are in bed. Look, I get that a lot of us work from our phones, but just remember, you are the boss of your phone. Your phone is not the boss of you. So be present. Number 3, learn something new. Find something you've always wanted to learn and learn it this year. Want to learn another language? Well, a couple years ago, I actually decided to pick back up learning languages by using the app Duolingo. They have a free version. I love it so much that I pay for the pro version, but I've been using it for almost 3 years now, and I love it. I primarily do Spanish every day, but I'm also refreshing my French. I'm learning Swahili, and I've even taken a couple of Irish, Navajo, and Greek lessons. Want to learn a craft or a trade, maybe knitting, basket weaving, calligraphy, sewing, a musical instrument? Take a dance class, go horseback riding. In fact, I also have set a personal goal to take horseback riding lessons this year. I did it as a kid, I loved it, I miss it, and who says I'm too old to pick up a hobby? So learn something new this year. Number 4, go outside. We are often just stuck indoors, whether we're at work or bumming it on the couch. So many of us are inside all the time. So go do something outside. Go for a daily walk, find a nearby hiking trail. I love the All Trails app on both Android and iPhone. Go to a park, read a book. Do something outside. Get that vitamin D. We need that vitamin D right now. You got to fight the Rona, okay? My family and I are actually going to be tracking this year with an app called 1,000 Hours Outside. You can find them on Instagram. I think they're at 1,000 Hours Outside. I read a book last year called The Last Child in the Woods, Saving Our Children from Nature Deficit Disorder. And it really challenged and encouraged me to just get outside and encourage my kids to do the same. I'm so excited about tracking with 1,000 Hours Outside this year, because the reality is creation, the creator God gave us this beautiful creation, and the earth and the sun and the sky and the trees and the leaves and the flowers and the animals and the plants, and just get outside. It can do so much for your mental and emotional health. Number 5, declutter your stuff. Clean out those drawers, closets, cabinets, trunks, boxes, all the things. Get organized. You will feel so much better. Take it a little bit at a time. Tackle one closet a month or a drawer next month. Don't try to do it all at once. If you're looking for help, I love following @Simplified on Instagram because they share some daily tips and things you can do. I also follow Declutter 365. Just Google it, Declutter 365. She has an email list that you can sign up for, and it has a year's worth of little by little decluttering tasks. So it helps you just kind of tackle those things one by one. Number 6, make mistakes. And when you make a mistake, not if, but when, acknowledge it. Apologize for it, learn from it, and then move on. Stat. What's done is done. The longer you agonize over said mistake, the longer you will live in misery. Understand that we all make mistakes. It's what we do with those mistakes that define us, that grow us, that hold us back. So make a mistake, acknowledge it, apologize, and move on. Number 7, pick your battles. Now, I realize that not everyone is like me, especially in the last couple of years, but generally speaking, I am slow to anger. I'm slow to argue. I'm slow to start a fight. When something happens that frustrates me or normally kind of causes me to want to quarrel, instead I take 5 to 10 minutes, I process what happened, and then I make a decision. My decision is based upon this thought process. Am I going to care about what happened tomorrow? Am I going to care about this a week from now, 3 months from now, 5 years from now? Generally, if the answer is no, I move on. Now, if the answer is yes, I'll address it. I address it in a mature way by having a direct conversation with the other party or parties involved. It's just this process that has prevented a lot of unnecessary fights in my friendships and, most importantly, my marriage. Pick your battles. So many people have just become so angry that when something happens, they just immediately just rawr, and it just causes more harm than good. Pick your battles. Number 8, serve others. Do something for free for someone else because you want to, not because you feel like you have to. I love serving, whether it's at my church, in my community, with an organization I support. I love serving. It gives me the absolute greatest joy. And when I do something and don't ask for anything in return, when I start to kind of feel a desire to throw myself a pity party, I go serve and I think about the people that I'm serving, or I find a way to serve in my community. And then my entire perspective changes and my day is turned around. So find a way to serve others this year. Number 9, eat tacos or burritos. You choose. Burritos give you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people don't get sad. It's a proven fact. Okay, I'm kidding, but for real, eat tacos. Number 10, text and call your friends. You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones you never see or talk to anymore, but you miss a lot. Call them, text them, let them know you miss them and love them. Even if they have not called you or texted you, do it anyway. You should always be reminding the people in your life that you care about them and how much you care about them. We all know life is short. We have been reminded of that over and over and over the last couple of years. You don't ever want to have the regret hanging over you of, I should have called them more. I should have texted more. So do it. Reconnect with that friend that means a lot to you. Number 11, call your family. Same as above, text and call your friends, but do it with your family. Call them, love them, let them know often. Number 12, forgive someone. You know the one I'm talking about, okay? The one person that you need to forgive. Sometimes the person you need to forgive is you. Sometimes the person you need to forgive is somebody else that you know and love. And you've been holding a grudge. You've been holding on to the past for months, years, decades, and it is weighing on you. Holding on to that grudge, holding on to the past is weighing you down, and it is keeping you from moving forward and truly being happy. When you don't forgive someone, you carry that with you every single day. Forgive them. Move on. I know that's hard and it takes work. There are so many books and resources out there about this, but there are literally scientific studies that talk about the power of forgiveness. Forgive that person. Sometimes all you have to do is forgive them in your heart. You don't need to actually tell them that you forgive them. It can just be between you and God. Forgive them. Move on.
I want to take a quick break from the show to thank our partner of the show, and that is Mama Suds. Are you looking to clean up your household cleaning products this year? Mama Suds is here to help. The best way is to simply start with one product. It can just be so overwhelming, but if you start with one product, that is the best place to start. You see, every time you run out of a specific cleaning product, just replace it with a non-toxic one. Another tip is to purchase a product that has multiple uses. The Mama Suds collection has many multiple use products. The Castile soap or the toilet bombs are just a few. And the Mama Suds blog has a ton of great tips and a Castile soap recipe that you can print and make a lot of your own effective cleaners with. So give them a try at mamasuds.com. Don't forget to use that coupon code MOLLY for 15% off your order. That's mamasuds.com. Use the coupon code MOLLY for 15% off your order. Now back to our show.
Number 13, try a low dough month this year. What do I mean? Well, my husband and I are actually going to do a low dough march. You should join us if you are, interested. But it is where we spend as little money as possible for a whole month. We will only spend money on what is absolutely positively necessary. No more than that. That's what I mean by low dough. Dough as in money. We have a financial savings goal that we really want to hit this year, and a low dough month is one of the ways that we're hoping to hit that goal. So this is where you stockpile those gift cards to spend during that month, but truly Spend as little money as you can during that month and see what it does for your finances and for your life to just really scale back. Number 14, face a fear. Sometimes fear is so crippling that it just holds us back from moving forward. It holds us back from maturing. It holds us back from progressing in our personal life or our relationships. This year, face that fear right in the face. Smack it, okay? So maybe you've been wanting to run a marathon, do it. If you've been wanting to start a business, do it. Are you afraid of heights? Go skydiving, do it. Stop letting fear control you. Number 15, learn to accept a compliment. This is, again, it's just another thing that I'm really preaching to myself. I struggle with accepting a compliment. I'm one of those people where if somebody compliments me, I tend to deflect and I'm like, no way, that's not true. You know what I'm talking about because you probably do this too. Stop it. If someone compliments you, say thank you. Move on. It's not that hard. Listen to people when they say something nice to you or about you. Number 16, perform random acts of kindness regularly. Buy coffee for the person behind you in line just because. Buy the meal for the person behind you in the drive-thru. Make cookies for the mailman and leave them in the mailbox with a note. Take a hot meal to someone experiencing homelessness. Do something nice for someone else, a stranger, just because. You never know. You may start a chain of events. Don't expect anything in return. Remember the thing I said earlier about kind of giving and serving? This applies here. Perform random acts of kindness. It will completely change your whole day. Number 17, take a trip. Buy that plane ticket, rent that car, go to that place, do that thing. Even if it's just a weekend getaway to the beach or mountains or a road trip to a national park you've always wanted to see, do it. Make it a priority. Number 18, exercise. Okay, but remember when I said tacos and burritos produce endorphins? I mean, maybe they do. I don't actually know the science behind that, but exercise actually produces endorphins, and endorphins actually make you happy. Move your body in a way that feels good to you. Focus on strength and thanking your body for all it does for you. I have bad knees, so I know I can't run. I just can't. I can't run anymore. I used to be a long distance runner, but my knees now no longer do that for me. And so if I try to run, it's a miserable experience and it makes me miserable and everything. It just makes, it's terrible. It's terrible. But what I'm saying is find something for you, whether it's walking, hiking. I love to go for walks and hikes. Do something that moves your body in a way that feels good so that you can thank your body for all it does for you. Number 19, turn off media. Turn off social media. Turn off the news media, for crying out loud. Turn it off. Take breaks. I see so many people just completely consumed with the media, both online and on TV. And there are literally scientific studies that show how detrimental this can be to your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Turn it off. I mean, I think social media can be amazing, and I'm very intentional in how I use it. I unfollow people or outlets that post too much anger and negativity, and I take social media breaks every single weekend. Turn it off. Number 20, create a gratitude list. Whether it's in a journal by your bedside table or a note in your phone, every single day, write down the things you're grateful for. No thing is too silly, too small, or too insignificant. Some days my gratitude list literally consists of, I woke up today. But gratitude really changes everything. Number 21, pray. Maybe meditation is more suited for you, but the reality is prayer is impactful. Prayer is powerful. Prayer for others, prayer for yourself, prayer for everything that can become a regular part of your routine is so powerful. Take the time to just quiet yourself. Offer thanksgiving for all of the blessings in your life. Go back to that gratitude list that you created and pray about everything, big and small. There is nothing that is too big or too small for you to pray about. And number 22, last but not least, dig into God's word. This was one of the most transformative things for me back in 2018. I read through the Bible in a year and have been doing the Bible recap 1 year chronological reading plan every single year since then. And for me, learning more about the Lord and his nature has been life-changing, perspective shifting, and one of the most impactful things in my life. Now, I understand that if you're listening and you're not a Christian, that's okay. I became a Christian at the age of 25 after years and years and years of trying to do stuff on my own, but that's another story for another day. My encouragement to you here is to dig into your Creator. Dig into who you were created to be, believing in something bigger than you, turning your gaze upward. There you have it. 22 ways to be happier in 2022. I would love to know what you thought about this list, if there's anything that you would add to it. And I just want you to know that you, right now, the person that is hearing the sound of my voice, I want you to know that I'm praying for you, that I think about you, and I am truly, truly grateful for you. You are someone who has had a massive impact on my life because you're sitting here on the other end of a kind of almost like a conversation. I hope you feel like I'm a friend just encouraging you in your ear. And I want you to know that I think about you and I pray for you. When I see, download numbers and people sharing the show on social media, I think about each and every person that takes the time out of their day to listen to my show, to share it with a friend. It is so meaningful. And I am just so excited about all that is to come in 2022. And I want you to know that I love you and I'm grateful for you. I am very excited because I have two really cool and really cute guests in the studio with me. I have my kids, Lilly and Amos. Lilly and Amos, say hi.
Hey.
Okay, I thought it would be fun to have you guys on one of my first solo episodes of the year, on episode 280, to just ask you guys a couple of questions. So my first question is, we've been living here at the farm for almost a year. I mean, we've owned the farm for over a year, but we moved in March of 2021. And so my first question is, what has been your favorite thing since moving to the farm?
All the animals. I love all the animals. They're just hilarious to watch.
They are funny.
Honestly, they're kind of stupid.
No, not all of them. Some of them are smart.
Kind of.
The guineas struggle.
Yeah.
They're working on it.
They're just hilarious to watch.
What's the funniest animal on the farm?
Probably the guineas.
The guineas are really funny.
They're weird and they don't know what they're doing. I think the funniest animals on the farm is the baby goats.
The baby goats?
They're also hilarious because they jump like maniacs.
They do jump like maniacs. Yeah, they do like goat parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amos, what has been your favorite thing about moving to the farm?
The little chickies.
The little chickies. You like holding the little chickies?
They're so adorable.
They are really cute. What is one animal you hope we get on the farm in 2022?
Cows.
You want to add cows? Wow. Go big or go home.
Too much.
What about you, Lilly?
I've always wanted horses, but that's probably not happening this year.
Yeah, probably not.
I would really actually like some peacocks.
A peacock. All right. Well,
I want it too.
I do want a peacock. They would make great guard birds, right? They are beautiful. Okay, what is one piece of advice that you would give to someone listening to the show right now to be happier in 2022? Skateboard. Amos's advice is to skateboard. Amos, I am curious, what is it about skateboarding do you think is going to make people happier in 2022?
Because they get to skateboard on the road.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Naturally.
Another way to walk.
Or take a walk. Taking a walk is actually a really great piece of advice. I love that.
I think he's trying to take the point of just head outside, get outside more.
Yeah.
A lot of people rely on screens and just watch TV all day.
Yeah, and getting outside. So is that your piece of advice too, or do you have a different piece of advice?
Come here.
Come here to the farm.
See the baby goats.
Come see the baby goats.
Go to mom. Hopefully, mommy will give you her phone number, and you can come see and follow her on Instagram. You can see like 3,000 baby goat videos.
Slight exaggeration, but I do share a lot of the baby goats. They're pretty fun. Let's be honest. The baby goat birth was one of the most exciting things we did this year.
Yes.
Yeah. What was it like to watch baby goats be born?
It was disgusting.
No.
Honestly, really disgusting just to see all those parts come out.
But
they were also very adorable, and I really like to see how goats and a lot of other animals go through that and go through the pain. And there were a lot of moms there, and the moms were just like, I feel you, girl. I feel you.
It's true. It's true. Watching a goat in labor I was sent back into time. Amos, it's funny to me to think about the fact that you were a baby when I started this podcast. Like, you were a little baby, and you have grown into quite an amazing young boy.
I still call him a baby.
You know, he's my sweet baby. Okay, Amos, do you have a piece of advice that has been given to you that has been particularly helpful? Any piece of advice maybe I've given you or Dad has given you?
Christmas.
What about Christmas?
Getting presents from Mommy and Daddy.
How is that advice?
It's not about the presents. It's about celebrating your family and being together.
Oh,
But
okay.
Also, another thing, Christmas, when you get gifts, it's the gifts are to remind you of special things in your life.
The gifts are to remind you of special things in your life?
Yes.
Well, why do we give gifts at Christmas?
To remind us of Jesus, the one true gift.
Oh, that's a really good answer.
And also the gifts to family
No,
and
yeah.
being together.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, and Lily, what is a piece of advice that someone has given you that has been helpful for you throughout the years?
Never say you can't. Always believe that you can do things that seem impossible.
I love it.
Try to achieve your dreams, and don't forget to just work through all the tough things.
Man, that's deep, Lily. I love it. Thanks for sharing. Hey, I love you.
I love you.
Thanks for being my guest today.
You're welcome.
I hope you have a great rest of your day.
I hope I do.
Amos, thanks for joining us. Can you say goodbye?
Goodbye. See ya.
Love you guys. Thanks. Well, I hope you enjoyed that fun little, quick little segment with my kids. I just want to say thank you so much for listening. If you have a question that you would like me or, hey, my kids or maybe my husband to answer in a future episode, you can email me hello@stillbeingmolly.com, or you can send me a DM on Instagram. I'm at stillbeingmolly or at Business with Purpose Podcast, wherever you get your Instagrams or something. You know what I'm saying. Hey, I just want to say, if you're a first-time listener of the show, welcome, friend. I hope that you go back into the archives. These are not, in any particular order. So I hope that you go back into the archives and binge all of the incredible guests I've had over the years. And I just want to say thank you for being a part of this family. Welcome. And if you're a regular listener of the show, thank you for your support week in and week out. Every time you share the show with a friend, every time you leave a review on, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, every time you subscribe, it really does help me out. It really is just the biggest gift you can give me. So thank you for your support. And I have just so many exciting things and plans for 2022, and I would not be able to do this show without you, the listener. So thank you. Now, as always, go do something good with purpose on purpose.